Everybody, welcome back to the shop. Really cool project today. I hope everybody had a good Christmas, good holiday, whatever you celebrate. I bought my kids the PlayStation VR headset. It comes with a big, gigantic virtual reality goggles and some motion controllers, and it basically has nowhere to sit, and the thing was pretty expensive, and they just put it on the floor. I'm afraid one of them's going to step on it, break it, and then it's going to be SOL. Okay, what I have here is a set of plans for it, and this is just a quick shot right now. I'm going to show you what the PlayStation VR is. If you're not familiar, most people I'm sure are familiar with it. If you have kids, you'll definitely know what it is. And for the gamers out there that are looking to do this, you definitely know what it is. So here's a quick shot of it right here as a photo. Okay, so now I have a set of plans that I drew up last night. And basically the headset that you saw is going to sit on a dowel that's going to hook the back of it. And I'm going to have a pedestal that's going to go into a base, and I'm going to mortise out 2 holes in the bottom here, and that's going to accept the 2 remotes, the motion controller remotes. Now I got to make sure that I get the height right here so that the remotes don't hit the headset. So I want everything to be free and clear. And then on the bottom I'm going to drill through, and through the mortise I'm going to have a hole for the wires to come up, so that this way they can plug in to charge the remote controls, because they're wireless controls. Plug them in and sit them in the mortise, and then they can charge. When they're not using them, they'll sit in there. The virtual reality set will sit on the top, and everything will be fine. All right, let's get to work. Now I'm going to be using scrap material for this. So I have a piece of this maple that I glued up from an old table that I made and cut up the top, and I have all this left over. And then so what we're going to do is, to make it more manageable, to put this on the table saw, I'm just going to use a circular saw, and I'm just going to cut it right down here with the glue joint. Now I'm just going to clean this edge up a little bit and straighten it a little so I can put it on the table saw. I want the base of this to be 8 from front to back and 10 from side to side. That should give me a nice stable base so that it won't tip in either direction. I'm just going to mark that out. Front to back, it's going to be 8. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it at 9 so that I can make an off cut. I need some waste so I can clean up both edges afterwards and make it perfect. So I have 9 in that direction. Now I want to make it 10 in this direction. So I'm going to make that 10 1/4. Now I want the stand to have the pole go up for the platform here and rest on the base, but I'm going to recess this in a mortise to make it strong. I'm not going to just screw it in through the bottom. I'm going to make a nice shallow mortise, maybe about a 1/4 of an inch up. This could sit in there, and then I'll drive a screw through the bottom also for added security, plus some glue. Have it move a little bit forward so that I have some room for the remote controls. I'm just going to strike a line here. Okay, so now I can position this. I have to find the center of this. And then I can position this right to my center there. And now I'll trace around this for the mortise. Now that I have a nice clean line that I made with the mortising machine, because it's limited to the depth that I can go, I'm just going to clear out the rest with a forstner bit on the drill, and then I'm going to take my nice sharp chisel and I'm going to clean up the inside, and we're done with that. Let's see how good we did. Want it to be tight. Oh yeah, all right, perfect. Excellent. Now before I glue everything up, I'm just gonna drill straight through. This way I have a screw hole for the bottom to secure it in, to act as a clamp. All right, I'm gonna find the center of these so that I can use the Forstner bit, because the bases I double checked are actually round, not square. So I'm going to be able to use a Forstner bit to drill out what I need. Okay, so I just eyeballed the center of my dowel, and I got the center of my platform, and I'm going to line those two up, and I want to give a little bit of room for the band to go around the back. Now I'm going to trace exactly where I'm going to use my Forstner bit to make the hole for the dowel. I'm just going to like burrow out a little tunnel here for the wire. Now I'm going to take a round file, just a little bit bigger than the wire is that charges it up, and these little channels that I drew here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to file away material until I have enough where the wire will sit in there and it can rest flat on the floor without this bumping it up in the air. So I'm making a little channel right there, little groove. The wire will pass through and go in through the hole, come out the top there so we can charge it. Now I'm just going to take a low angle block plane and I'm going to shave off the corners here to give it a little design. I'm just going to drill some holes in the backrest here. This is where the remotes are going to rest on. Now that I have the backrest attached to the base, I can glue and screw all the parts together. Now for the finish, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to go with some shellac, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of denatured alcohol. That's to give me a little more brushing time, because I'm just going to brush this on. Okay guys, so this project is done. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I tell you, that shellac finish that I did with the denatured alcohol really became a nice finish. And I tell you, the more you get into using different finishes and trying things, the more you're going to start to like stuff. So I think I'm going to be using this combination of shellac and a little bit of denatured alcohol definitely in the future. I really love the way this thing turned out. It's got a really nice sheen to it and a really nice semi-gloss, and it has a really good feel too. And it dries super quick, so that's a plus. So basically how this works is that you saw I had the holes in the bottom. That's where the wires are going to come out, and that'll charge the bottom of these remotes. Then the remotes will just sit right here in their little valleys. And then what I did was, off camera, you didn't see what I did after I finished the whole thing with the shellac and all that. I decided, instead of having the actual headset itself sit behind this dowel that I had installed, what I did was I made another dowel pin and put it just a few inches, about 3 inches in front of it, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to hug this piece here so that it won't move and that I wouldn't have to do anything fancy on the front. So now it just sits right in between like that, and that's it. Now it won't move and won't fall off the sides, and it has really good balance to it. All right, guys, so that's it for this project. I hope you had a good time, and make sure you subscribe and come back next time. And I want to wish everybody a happy, healthy, and safe New Year, and please don't drink and drive, and I'll see you next time. We got a lot of videos coming up. All right, guys, take it easy.